Hi. I was going to make a video about fixing my spray foam gun applicator because it's jammed up, and I think this happens to everyone, and I love this thing. But I'm turning on my shop lights, shop desk here, and these are finally dead. These are the old school fluorescent kind you get from Home Depot or Lowe's, and I've been replacing the bulbs, and I'm thinking, you know, I can buy brand new LED fixtures, right? But why don't we use what we got and convert these to LED bulbs that you can replace? Let's go. Hello. Hi, little girl. How are you? Spiker just had knee surgery. Hey, where are you going? That's wet paint. That's wet paint. There's my beautiful. See, she's holding her leg up a little bit, and right in here are, I don't know if you can see the stitches there. So yeah, instead of like throwing this into a landfill, which drives me crazy, we're gonna make this so you can put LED bulbs in here. I bought the actual LED bulbs a while ago, thinking I'm gonna do this, and I put them in a special place. Here they are, underneath some other grow lights and stuff. Of course, there'll be a link below to where to buy these. Okay, helps pay for the show. Appreciate you doing that, by the way. You want to make sure you buy direct wire. I think those are the best. Step one is to try and clean up your shop a little more. So we're going to put this away. Thanks for that. It's kind of hard to get any work done when you've got the tail wagger in your shop. It's not time for dinner yet, but the shakedown starts about 3 o'clock, right? So do read the instructions on these. If you know a little bit of electricity, we're basically going to direct wire these with a hot and a neutral. We're going to bypass the ballast. Ballasts are what make old school fluorescent bulbs light up, and that pulls quite a bit of power. So if you get rid of that, plus you put in LEDs, you're saving a ton of energy. Some of the kits do not bypass the ballast. Don't get that kind. The hot and the neutral come in, go through the ballast. Power is distributed along both sides of their fluorescent fixture. After we put in our LEDs, the hot and the neutral come in, bypass the ballast, and go direct to the LED tubes only on one side, not both sides, just one side. And that'll make your life so much easier. I mean, these LEDs last thousands and thousands of hours, so this might be the only time you ever have to do this, so we have that time together. Yeah. Come on. Hi. I think my camera broke sometime while we were videoing converting the LED lights, and I didn't realize it. So I'm just going to shoot this again, and we're going to see what happens. I did one here. The exposure is blowing out. Oh, can I dial back the exposure? I don't know. But yeah, that's like nice and bright. We have this one to do. See, this bulb is dead, but it looks like in the camera, it looks like it's on. So we're going to take this one down and convert that. That's pretty good. That camera's pretty good in low light here. This is one of the first lights I ever put up down here, and it's lasted quite a while. I put a lot of tubes into it though, and I love this idea of the LEDs. Hopefully you won't have to change them like forever, you know, or your forever. I like this one because it has a light switch. And it has that kind of telltale sound. Yeah.
A lot of times these tubes have some writing on. A lot of times these replacement LED tubes have writing on the tube. That faces the back of the shop light. Can you see this slightly different color? That is the LED strip. That's the strip of LEDs that's been laid in to this plastic tube, emulating a fluorescent light. You could build this if you wanted. That's an idea, isn't it? But what I really like, I'll link to these in the show notes. As I always say, it does help pay the bills. They're affiliate links. But you can pick your color temperature with these, which I really like. I like a warm white. You can have like a cold blue light if you want. 3,000 to 6,500 K. That's nice. Just flipping the switch. Oh, hello. How are you? You've come to see what's going on, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah, there's the gloves there. It's interesting. The tail is wagging. And then guess who's going to come right after Spiker? Andy. Okay, maybe not. We're not going to use the ballast and most of these wires. We're literally taking the 110 volt from a cord and attaching it to the ends of the two LED tubes. It's that simple. Bing. Where's the bing sound? Oh, there it is. These two ends right here. That's all we're doing. That side with the cord we're going to leave for now. We don't need any of these wires, so I can't find my diagonal cutters, so use what you got. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed, so let me put this down. We're going to want to terminate these. We don't want any power going in or out. So I've left a little bit of wire there, maybe a little more you might want. Like that. Save this. It's going back on the light. I mean, look at all these wires. You could actually save this wire. You could make sculpture with it maybe, or use it for another wiring project. But just cut all those like that. I love organizing electrical stuff like this. This is what I take on little handyman jobs, going to help my friends and stuff. Wire nuts. You never know when you're going to need little kind of screws like that. Washers. This is great for someone wants you to hang a light in a ceiling. You need all sorts of thread. There's 2 thread sizes and different lengths. Learn from me. Out of an abundance of caution, we're going to terminate these. In other words, there's a little bit of bare wire there. It's something, a 1 in a million chance. So I just have these individual wire nuts. I'm sure you have some of these because you've installed some lights and they always give you extra wire nuts and stuff. That's really where I got them. You can also buy them. You can buy an assortment. So those are terminated as well. These have little notches, and that slides right back in like that. Now you've got this wire. You could make wire sculpture, or it's really handy just to have some spare wire around, to wrap hoses or even do some electrical work. Leave the ballast here. We're not going to use it, but it's here. That way you don't have to put it somewhere. It ain't hurting anyone here, so just leave it here. These blue and red wires, I want to have some length on here, so I'm going to cut them down here. See how that just pops out like that? And again, you could just cut all this wire out of the ballast. On this end, we want to strip all these wires and strip your power cord so it's at a nice length like that. Hello. Hello. Hi, beautiful. Hello, Scooper. Hello, Scooper. Scooter Pie, sorry. Auntie. I got to do some work now, okay? Let me do some work, okay? If you're going to be doing any electrical work, I would suggest getting a really high quality set of wire strippers. These are not my favorite ones, but see how clean that does that? I'll link below for all this stuff. in Eric's tool shop. But good wire cutters, good tools in general, just make your life so much easier. These are good, but I have some better ones, which I, of course, can't find. Nice. What's this? I really like this camera for some of the close-up stuff, so been using it more, or I'm going to use it more. That's what I'm trying to say. These, I love these. As excited as you can get about electrical connectors. These are made in Germany. They are kind of the next generation of connecting things. Instead of a wire nut, you've got these. This, sometimes you don't know if the wires are connected. With these things, wow, this is a $5. You can connect 5 wires together with this. Let me show you. You can use the wire nuts. I'm going to use one of these. But we're going to open up these connectors. I've got 2 power wires here. I want power to go to both sides of this, so I'm going to have a blue and a red and 1 power wire go together. And these literally slip in here like this, and then you put down that clip, and it's in there. So I want a red wire in there, blue wire in there. Oh, it didn't connect. Hold on. There we go. That is great, because that's not going anywhere. If you want to do a regular wire nut, we have one of the power wires, one of the red from here, one of the blue from here, and we put those all together so their tips are all together like that. And then we take our wire nut. Usually you want the braided wire a little higher than the other 2, and then you just twist this in. The red one might have been a little too big. Hold on. Yeah, see, that's too big. There we go. And you turn and you turn, and you're twisting the wires together, and they are connected like that. One way to do it, another way to do it. Slide that in, slide that in, slide that on. There we go. Oh, hey. So remember, the writing faces the metal part. Set your temperature. I like warm, which is the lower numbers. 3,000. My glasses are shot. 3,000 here. And this goes in. Set your wattage, or your, how bright you want these. We'll put them on 18 and see what happens. Slides into there. Boom, and it's snapped in now. Give it a twist so it locks in. Here we go. Will it work? You never know with Eric. But let's try this. Had to find an extension cord. So this is not rocket science. What I love about this is this will last almost forever, really. The fluorescent tubes, they keep breaking, they buzz, they make noise. And this, you're reusing your metal shop lights or whatever you have. You're not throwing them out. This is kind of like, have you seen this on TV shows? They see if it works or not. Wow. And it's silent. And it's beautiful. Does that show up? That shows up like a big white blob, doesn't it? Oh, I love this. Here. Does it make my, how's that? Wow, that's, okay, a little farther away maybe. Anyway, if I can do this, you can do this. There should be some more videos, at least one floating here. Also, check out my podcast. If you want to get emails from me, I put out email newsletter, all that information in the text below the video. Yeah, that's great.